Tired of the same boring t-shirt? Love is the answer. What better way to share it than to wear it? Our tee is uniquely designed with you in mind and is super comfortable. Plus, it's for the family and in different colors so you can pick your color and share the love. Get your tee for only $26.17 and create a trend of love.
Hi, everybody. Hi, we're here again. Absolutely. We are here at another episode of the Question Live Show. Yes, indeed, we are here. It is Thursday, which is Friday Eve, or it is Friday. And it is Friday because we are a global platform. So therefore, when we are in one day, we're in another day. So somebody somewhere celebrating Friday. While we are in Friday Eve, somebody's over there in Friday. So we say Friday Eve and good morning to you Friday people. Yes, indeed. So we're up in here saying good morning, good night. Isn't that beautiful when we can say two things at the same time? Isn't that beautiful when we can be in two different countries at the same time? Isn't that beautiful when we can speak to different people at the same time? Oh my goodness. Isn't God good? God is saying that I'm omnipresent and you're in my image. So guess what? I could talk to you in whatever country you are because this is a global platform. This is just not one-sided thing. It's not where we just go on up in there with just one-sided. No. So I want to say to you beautiful people, it is great to show up here again. Let me tell you something. We are in season 10, honey. We are in season 10. I keep on getting confused somewhere along the line. Partially confused to wonder if time going so fast that I don't know if it's season 10 or 11. My goodness, somebody pray for me. Somebody pray for me. Because if you've been following this, you know if I'm in season 10 or 11. I got to go back and check my record. But whatever the season is, honey, it is a season of abundance. It is a season of reward. It is a season of reaping. It is a season of overflow. So if you are in this season and you are prepared and you are ready, you are going to get the benefit. If you are not ready, if you are not prepared, you are just going to be run over. So let me tell you, if you are going to see somebody going at a full speed and you are not prepared, honey, step to the side. Go to the side, because if someone is going on their overflow means something is spilling out really, really fast. So overflow simply means like, hey, it's like on the highway. So if I'm driving on the highway and you're going 2 miles per hour and I'm going 50 miles per hour and you're in my lane, two things going to happen. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not stopping for nobody. I am not going to stop at all. I might slow down a little, but I'm not stopping for nobody. Let us understand this, that when we are on a specific speed, it is very hard to just stop suddenly. No, your mentality is moving fast. You can't like, let me bring that back. Let me tell you something, just like the caterpillar that evolved into a butterfly, that butterfly cannot convert back into a caterpillar. So if you are in your caterpillar stage, let me tell you something, you cannot come back. So you just have to keep your wing flapping. You're going to stop somewhere at a little flower. Stop somewhere at a little fence. But let me tell you, don't stay for long. Do not stay for long, because if you see a butterfly stay for long in a specific place, we gotta check that butterfly out. Cause a butterfly gotta keep on moving. They gotta keep on moving their wing. They gotta be flexible. They gotta keep on going. When they keep on flapping their wing, they're telling you, freedom is here. I am at liberty to go find my spot over here. I'm at liberty to give joy to somebody. I'm at liberty to give hope to somebody. I am at liberty to whisper a quiet message of hope. Hello, that butterfly is going. So let me tell you something. If you are in your butterfly stage, honey, keep on flapping your wing, because butterflies are beautiful. So I might be my butterfly, you your butterfly. Let us bring our butterfly wings together. Like, hey, let's have a butterfly party. So let me tell you something. Do not stop at no time at all. Do not stop. Your destination is in front. Go straight ahead. We are on the move. We are in our overflow, and overflow cannot just stop. If you consider what is an overflow, consider for a second, visualize for a second that you have a cup, you have a saucer, and another person is pouring from their cup into your cup, and it is so much. It is pouring in your cup. What is happening? That spilling cannot stop. Let me tell you, when I am pouring in your cup, I am pouring from abundance, and I'm pouring, and it's going in your cup. And when it's going in your cup and it's getting extra amount, what is going to happen is going to spill over in your saucer. Honey, a lot of people say they're serving from the saucer, but guess what's going to happen? Sometimes we are going to drink out of the same cup. We are going to drink out of the same cup. But I want to tell you something. You see, each and every one of us, our destiny, our purpose, our gifts, our talents, our journey is designed. It is custom made. God designed everything to fit us, custom made, honey. Let me tell you, I love me some designer clothes, because I have this little body here, but I like to have my clothes specific. I like to have my clothes in a certain way. So I have me a designer. I want to give a shout out to my designer, Byron Wise, over there in New York City. My designer. So when I want something that say, give me a signature look. I call him up. You see, my mama was a dressmaker, so I know when to have my clothes in place, honey. I know when to have this put to that and that put to this. So I need me a dressmaker. I need me a designer. So guess what's going to happen? I'm going to find one, or one going to find me. That's what we're going to work this out. And we're going to work this out together. So let me tell you something. When you are serving, do not stop serving, because what? The cup gets too hot. Do not stop serving because somebody's knocking on your door. Do not stop serving because you see a roach crawling. Do not stop serving because a rat is running. Do not stop serving. Serve until you serve no more. That is why we are created, to serve each other. So come on in the room so I could serve you. Yes, indeed. Let me tell you something about serving. I could serve you, and you might chew it, but you might not digest it. But I'm going to still serve you. Some people go get it, chew it, and digest it and run with it. But if you are getting it and you are chewing and it's not digesting, that is not my issue. My thing is to serve you. And when I come in to serve you, that is what's going to happen. So if you are not ready to be served, do not come around the table, because I am going to keep on piling on the table. That is what I do. So listen, you got to be in the position to be fed. You got to be hungry enough to be fed. When you're hungry, then guess what's going to happen? The plate is going to be in front of you, but sometimes, honey, the plate is in front of you, you're hungry, and you don't have the good, the inside not good to take it in, and you just have to be looking at the food. Juicy. You just got to be looking at the food like, that looks good. But you can't eat it because you are not equipped to eat it. You are not ready. It's just like feeding a baby a big piece of chicken leg, and that baby is only 4 months old. No, that baby's stomach cannot dissolve that food. So it's the same thing. If you are a baby or you just aspire, honey, what we serve here is heavy food. Yep. We serve heavy food here. So you come on in here, you're going to get some heavy food. Because I'm going to serve a whole plate. I'm going to say buffet. You pick what is it that you want from the buffet. That's what we do. You know, they have those restaurants, eat all you can. Usually, if I go to those restaurants, I'm not really a big fan of that. But usually, when I go there once in a while, I pick up like 2 things. Hey, Verona, you're here for only 2 things. My stomach, my mind, my body is not going to absorb all of that over here. No. So guess what's going to happen? With that said, we are going to roll right into our show. In this episode, we are going to talk about what you are going to give God. What is it that God wants from us? Because God wants something. Are you willing to give God something? That is where we are going to go tonight. But before we get into our topic, I want to say to those of you who are first-timers, first-timers simply mean you never heard of the Question Live show before. You never heard of the Are You Free Enough platform before. And you probably never heard of Verona Willis-Brown before either. So if it is your first time, I want to say to you, put in the comment section right there, put your name, put me, wave something and say first timer. Whichever one you choose, that's fine. Put it in the comment section that when I see it, what is going to happen is I am going to acknowledge your presence, because that is what happened in life. Oftentimes we go through life and we don't get acknowledged, not even by ourselves. We get accepted, but acknowledge is a different word. Okay, I would like to acknowledge you, to tell you, I see you. So when I see you over there, because if you're peeping in from the back, I can't see you. But when you show up here and you put yourself in position for me to see you, I am going to acknowledge and like, hey, I see you, right? I want to acknowledge your presence because you are valuable. You are not valuable only to me, but to yourself. You are more valuable to God. So guess what? If you showed up here, simply mean you see some live popping up somewhere on some social media and you decide to say, let me see what is going on over here, right? I want to say to you, welcome. I want to introduce myself to you if you are a first timer. If you are a first timer, I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Verona Willis-Brown. Yes, indeed. And I am your host of the Question Live show. I've been on this platform for the past 10 seasons. So if you're new, you are seeing the updated version of Verona Willis-Brown. That's what, too, I want to say to you. I am a native of Jamaica. Absolutely the beautiful island of Jamaica. Yes, indeed. That have the most beautiful beaches and the most beautiful people and all the nice food. I want to say I'm a native of that beautiful island. Let's get this clear right about now before I go any further. Jamaica is not a third world country. Jamaica cannot be a third world country if it's an island. Jamaica is a little island sitting in the Caribbean. So we got to get this mentality out of our head. We got to get this stuff out of our mouth that Jamaica is a third world country. No, it's absolutely not. So let's clarify this right now as I represent the island. Okay? Good. Now, with that said, I like to talk about me. Yes, I do. I like to talk about me. I like to talk about my background, the contribution of my parents who were farmers. So I oftentimes consider myself as the farmer's daughter, which I am. So I know what it is to go outside and grab a fruit. I know what it is to play in the dirt. I know what it is to plant with my parents. I know what it is to reap from the ground. I know what it is to eat fresh. I know what it is, right? So I am a farmer's daughter. As a result of all of that, I build on their legacy while I create mine. Good. Now that we got that part out of the way of who I am, and that was only for the newbies, because now you're considered a newbie. I want to put this in here, newbies. I say I'm from a farmer's background. I'm from a huge family. Very, very huge. Huge. Huge, not five. Because five is not huge. Five is just one hand. I'm from a huge family. Okay? So when I'm telling you I'm from a huge family, I oftentimes talk about my family up in here. Yep. So when you see me say I'm talking about my family, just come on closer. Let me tell you about my family because I have the permission to do that. I have the right to talk about my family. I have the right to share my story. Why? Because my story is my story. And nobody can tell my story more than I do. Don't try, don't try, don't try. Because your story is yours and mine is mine. So I can tell my story. Good. Now that we got that out of the way, now if you are not a first time, simply mean if you came yesterday and you're back today, you are not a newbie no more. You lost your spot. Just like a mother having more than one children. You lost your spot as a newbie. You are now considered a part of the audience. And when you are part of the audience, guess what? I say, welcome back. Because when you come on up in here and you show up, I show up too. And we show up together. Why? Because we are here to ignite each other. We are here to make an impact upon this earth. We are here to replenish the earth. So when we are here to replenish the earth, what is happening? You bring your gifts, you bring your talents, your expectation, your goal, your passion, your purpose, and we come together and we ignite and create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why? Because greatness is inside of us. And here on the Question Live Show, we operate from our inside out. Yes, indeed. Because when we operate from this, oh Lord, we tend to look at all of this. No, but when we operate from the inside, that is where God put our greatness, because our greatness is on our DNA. It is sewn onto our DNA, and we are born with greatness. You might not be able to see the greatness so far because you're looking at this, but let me tell you, when we ignite together, honey, God said, I put you on the earth to replenish the earth. And when you are going to replenish the earth, what is going to happen? We take our gifts and our talents and we work together. Because when we work together, we will grow together. When we grow together, we will grow stronger. And the stronger we are, we will break some glass ceiling up in here, up in here. Let me tell you, we got to work together. Let us understand this message that we are all on this journey called life. Just this journey called life. So welcome, audience. We are all on this journey called life. And because we are all on this journey called life, there is a path on that journey. It is called success. And because it is called success, let me tell you, everybody would like to have a success story. Everybody would like to define a success story. But everybody's definition of success is totally different. It might look similar, but it is different because your success might be you acquiring this amount. My success saying I am acquiring this amount. Your success saying you want all the materialistic in the things in the world. Might say I just want to give hope to somebody. So everybody's success story is totally different. But at the end of the day, what we have to realize is that no one, absolutely no one can succeed by themselves. No way, no how can you succeed by yourself. So there's no success story that says I did this by myself. No. Whether you are the president, whether you are the prime minister, the governor, the teacher, the student, the doctor, the lawyer, whatever profession you are in, you did not get there by yourself because, first of all, God gave you the strength. So simply mean you didn't get there by yourself. God gave you the breath. Simply mean you did not get there by yourself. And I want to say to you that if you are even a doctor or a patient, no matter what, you can't have a doctor without a patient, patient without a doctor. We need each other. That's just a statement. We need each other. So we got to understand this. We got to raise the level of consciousness so we could get this message that you cannot succeed by yourself. Me, I can't succeed by myself. So therefore, you probably got something that I need. And I probably got something that you need. So I call you into this present. I call you in place and say, tap into your greatness and let us find where we need somebody. Let us work on this hide and seek stuff, right? I say, hello, I'm seeking you out because you need what I have. You can benefit from what I have. So I am seeking you out like a little radar. Ding, 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 ding. Seeking you out like a radar. Seek and find those who need you. This is the season of overflow. There's nobody, we're not going to just overflow by ourselves because then we're just going to be, We are not going to be overflowing by ourselves. We got to serve. We got to serve in this time. When we are reaping, we are going to serve. So I want to say to you, welcome. But I want to say to you, first timers, I want to say to you, I have a fan. Usually I have the church fan, but I have a new fan now because I get really hot. Because my passion just be burning. Okay, so my fan goes this way, my fan goes this way, my fan go all over the place. So it doesn't matter. I get really hot. So I have this nice little fan. But let me tell you something. When we get on this journey, we gotta understand something. Ooh, this feels nice on my head. We gotta understand something. Ooh, we could do like this too. Whatever. We got to understand this, that when our passion is stirring up inside of us, we got to spill it out, honey. We got to spill it out because we cannot walk around with our passion burning and somebody else need to be ignited. Absolutely not. Let us understand this and understand it right now. Yes, indeed. Just like the fan need me and I need the fan, we're going to work it out together. Okay, usually I have another fan, but I got this new fan. I got this new fan going somewhere. And this fan is so flexible and so nice that I'm working it out with this fan, right? I'm working it out. So let me tell you something. Tonight, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because I want you to understand something. I mentioned that I'm from a farmer's background, but I want to mention something to you. That everything, sometimes it's the title or the content. Whatever the case is, I usually go back into my farmer's background, honey, because sometimes you have to remember where you come from. I go back into my farmer's background and I look at the concept of what the farm was all about. And it's about planting a seed. You don't believe me? It's about planting a seed. So wherever they plant a seed, the seed would grow. And we're in that. We're in the season. Right now, we're in the season of harvest. If we're in the season of harvest, that means some seeds were planted somewhere. So when I go back into my farmer's background, what will happen is, I will use the analogy of planting a seed right here. Because Lord knows we need to plant some seed. Lord knows the seed that we planted somewhere. We got tired and we're like, ooh, that seed not growing. Oh boy, my goodness. What happened to the seed that I planted over there? Maybe some scavenger came and eat it up. Maybe it was planted on some unfertile ground. Maybe you did not till the ground. Maybe you did not water the seed. Maybe you did not wait for it. But whatever the case is, I tell you, I will always use the seed analogy to come on up in here, whether it's for the title or for the contents. I normally come up in here applying that seed concept because without the seed concept, we don't have anything. Because when we plant the seed, we should grow. We should have some growth. And we're in the season of reaping the harvest. Simple mean. You and I, we plant some seeds somewhere because if we're in the position right now, waiting for our harvest, simple mean we planted somewhere. Yes, we did. We went somewhere and we planted somewhere. So we hear this all the time. You will reap what you sow. Am I lying? We hear it. You will reap what you sow. So if we will reap what we sow, I hope and I pray and I believe that some of us who sow positively, we are waiting for the harvest to overtake us right now. And if you sow sparingly, and negatively, my, I'm just going to say the opposite going to happen to you. I'm just saying. So if you are out there and you know for sure that you planted some seed, some good seed somewhere, some solid seed somewhere, mark my word, today day that you are in the position to reap your harvest. Sometimes we plant some seeds and we get some tiredness hitting us. We get some scraps, some scrapes, some bruises. Honey, we get hit. Hurricane blew, and tornado blew, and storm blew, and we get the scratch and the scrape, and we fall down, and we cry. We don't want to get back up, and we're all no snorting, and we don't want to get back up. But Lord knows, if we are seeing the end result, because we got to operate from the end. If we are seeing the end result, let me tell you something, you're going to get back up. I oftentimes talk about my family. I told you, come on in here, come on in here. I told you, I talk about my family. That I'm from the hills, the mountainside of St. Andrew, Jamaica. I'm from the hilltop, the hilltop. I mean, if I'm from the hilltop, there are a lot of rocks up there. The hill, rocky road, okay? And I tell you, come on, I tell you my story. When I tell you, some days I am going to school. I talk about this all the time. Some days I'm going to school with my sibling because I'm not one of the older siblings. I am on the bottom of the huge list. So let me tell you something. I go to school. Sometimes I fall down, scratch up, scrape up, all sorts of stuff. But guess what? I got to make it to school. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Some scratch, some bruise. Let's go. Put on some Band-Aid peroxide, something going up in there and go. I don't remember no time at all putting on no Band-Aid on anything. You hear me? Okay, good. So now I celebrate how I push through. I celebrate all the accomplishment that I have. Let me tell you something. As a matter of fact, all the seed that my parents planted right here, the seed grew up to be your host. The seed grew up to be your host right here in the Question Live Show. So yes, I brag. The seed grew up to be published author. Yes, I brag. The seed grew up because I have to brag in my blessing, honey. I have to brag. I have to brag because you see, the insight, the concept, the talk that went on my family, I'm going to define that in a different light to let you know that, honey, you don't define me by my family background. You don't get the right to define me by my family background. I might be carrying the name. I might be a native from there, but you don't define me from my family background or from my country. You don't define me by my culture. No, you will define me by the greatness that lies within me. So yes, in this, when I come on up in here and say, hey, I am this, is because I am. When I come up in there and say, I'm a servant of God, because I am. When I come up in there and say, God allow me to become published author, yes, I am bragging. When God allow me to be your host, yes, I am bragging. Hello, let's get this right. I could brag in my blessing, but I'm very humble. I'm very, very humble. So let us understand this very clear. And I like to celebrate. You see, when I like to celebrate, I celebrate all my little wins and big wins. I celebrate how much I did not give up on myself. Absolutely not. I did not give up on myself. Yeah, there are days. Ooh, there are days that I wanted to give up on myself, but my destiny kept knocking. My purpose kept knocking. I said, girl, if you ever... Why was I not going to give up? Because I was not going to make the grave rich with my gifts and my talents and my passions. No. So guess what? I like to celebrate, and I celebrate myself. You don't believe me? Let me tell you something. We celebrate a lot over here. So if you're new, I want to say to you, we celebrate a lot on this platform. We celebrate a lot. So whether it is your birthday, whether you accomplish something, whether it is your anniversary, you got a boo, you develop yourself a little, you make another step. You're having a baby, you just had a baby, you just got married, your children graduated, honey, come on up in here. The neighbor graduated, you celebrating the neighbor anniversary, come on up in here. Tell us, what is it that you like for us to celebrate? Because I got a cheerleading squad up in here, and we celebrate you. Talking about celebration, come on in here. Let me tell you something about my family again. Come on. I ain't playing. When I say I'm talking about my family, I'm definitely talking about my family. Come on up in here. Let me tell you about my family again. I mentioned that they're huge family. Huge. I don't know how many of you, I don't know how many of you from a huge family. Yep, I got to use my fan a little. I don't know how many of you from a huge family, but I'm from a huge family. So when I talk about my family, let me tell you something about my family. Come on in here. Come on. No. Come on in here. Come, let me tell you about my family. I ain't playing. Because I'm not scared. I'm not scared of them. No. Let me tell you, my family is so huge that every single year, I mean, absolutely every year, there's a graduation in my family. Every year. Every year there is a graduation, and every single you gotta hear this. Come on, come. You drop your seat. Yeah. Pull up. You might get something to sip something too. Yeah, sip some water or something on my behalf or whatever. Whatever the case is, do something. Let me tell you, every single month of the year. I mean, every single month. Every single month. Because I'm about to tell you something. Every month, there is a birthday in my family. No lie. I ain't telling no lie. I don't believe in telling lies. Every month, we got birthdays. Every month. 1, 2, 3, from the 1st of January all the way straight down to December. We got birthday. Maybe 1, 2, 3 in 1 month. So can you imagine you coming on up in here as a newbie? Guess what happened? You're a part of the family now. You are part of the family now. Yes. Because you are part of the family, I want to celebrate you. So yes, whenever it is your birthday, we celebrate it on this show. So if you are a regular, you're an audience member, you're on this channel, and it is your birthday, I celebrate you too. Yes, I do. I celebrate you. Because you're family. So every month we got birthdays in my family. Can I keep up with all of that? Honey, please. I'm here working on keeping up with my own birthday. Oh, can I keep up with that? I am not the encyclopedia. No. I am not the dictionary. No. I am not the CPU. No. So no. If I see somebody popping up and I'm like, oh, it's your birthday. Okay, happy birthday. Right? And if somebody's graduating, I'm like, happy graduation too. God bless you. Yes. And we might have a baby every year too. All of that too. Very fruitful and multiplying. We hear this all the time. Be fruitful and multiply. So that's not about us having babies from the womb. That's not having a biological child. When we're talking about being fruitful and multiply, we're talking about multiplying our gifts and our talents. So we heard it. You gotta hear this somewhere. Be fruitful and multiply. Right? So when we are multiplying, we are increasing. So when we are multiplying, what is happening? What is really happening is that we are increasing with our gifts and our talent so we can be fruitful on the land. So yeah, we multiply naturally. I was never good in maths in school, but I know something about multiplication. I know something about it. That when it multiplies, it double up. I know something about multiplication. So for all you accountants out there, you can validate that if you want. But I'm just like to let you know that I was never good in math. In school, I was like, math is not my favorite subject. Oh my God, why do I have to take math? All the way up to college, I'm still saying, oh my God, why do I have to take this subject? I just want to write something. Oh, I'm a writer. I just want to write. Just let me write everything. Can I just write the math problem? I mean, can I just write my answer out? Can I just not do all of that? But it's needed. Because sometimes we look like, why do I need to learn that? You're going to need it. So we want to multiply our gifts and our talents. We want to multiply everything that God put inside of us. So what we can be fruitful and replenish the earth. So good. So with that said, let us jump deeply into our topic tonight that we are talking about. What will you give to God? What is it? Let's talk about it. We have the tendency. What are you giving God? Oh, I'm missing you. What are you giving God? What are you giving God? That's how that works. Oh, well, it is what are you giving God? We have the tendency to, the moment we wake up, God give me, God gave me, God gave me, God gave me. And of course, that's what your mouth is there for. God gave me, God gave me, God gave me. But how many of you know it is a two-way street? Yes, it is a two-way street. So when we wake up in the morning, first let's understand the clock didn't wake us up. Sorry to burst your bubble. The alarm clock did not wake you up. The dog barking did not wake you up. Your boo did not wake you up. The children screaming did not wake you up. The car outside did not wake you up. The thunder rolling did not wake you up. The cold, the heat did not wake you up. It was God. So let us establish this right now. It was God. So the moment we wake up, God, give me this. God, give me that. God, I want this. God, I want that. God, I want this. And what you didn't get yesterday, you say, God, I didn't get it yesterday. I want it today. God, I want it tomorrow. God, I want it for the next 5 years. And we tell God all that we want. God, for the next 5 years, I would like to have this. God, for the next 10 years, I want this. God, yes, we do that. God, I want to have this right now. God, I want to have a certain amount of money. God, I want to have this boo. God, I want to meet this husband, this wife. God, I want to have 5 children. God, and we keep on telling God what we want. God knows that already. God knows that already. But God is saying for us to work together as a team, we got to work together as a team with God. Yeah. You didn't know that? We got to get on God's team. It's a team. We got to put together a team with God. So when we wake up in the morning and we don't acknowledge God as the point of waking us up, when we don't acknowledge the fact that God breathed in us, like, whoop, hello, I want you to do something for me. God is saying, I want you to do something. You asking me what you gonna give me, God? God is saying, but I want you to do something for me. So God is saying, what is it? What will you give God? Because God is talking back. You see, we oftentimes don't listen. We talk, but we don't listen. We talk, but we hear this. You got 1 mouth and 2 ears. Simply mean you talk once, listen twice. Listen twice. So when we are talking to God, do we stop and listen for God to answer us? Or we're just like, gimme. And we make a whole music with that. Gimme. I want, gimme. I want, gimme. That's a whole song. And we're just whining. Wing, gimme, wing. Like a siren. And God is saying, my child, what will you give me? So it's like a little trade-off, right? It's like a trade-off. God is saying, I could give you what you want, what you need, because you see, God supply absolutely all of our needs. We might say, God, I need this. And God is saying, I know. Why is it that God knows what we need? Because God created us. And if God created us, if I create you, simply means I know that you are going to need some milk. If I bring forth a child, I know that I have to feed that child. If I birth a book, simply means I got to promote that book. If I have a business, simply means I got to pour into that business. So God already know what we need because He created us. So He said, I know what you need. But how many of you know there's a difference between want and need? You see, there's a difference between want and need. Want we can go get. We can go get it. We can go buy that. I want a pair of shoes, I go buy it. I want a new blouse, I go get it. I want a husband, I can go look for it. I want that. But God said, I know what you need, because what we need, we oftentimes don't even know that we need it. But what we need is so deep down inside of our soul that God Himself, who put the soul inside of us, said, hey, I know what your soul needs. I know how to feed your soul. So I am asking you, what will you give God? Because God is saying, what will you give me? What will you give me to feed your soul? What will you give me to satisfy your soul? What will you give me so your soul could grow? What will you give me so I could allow you to replenish the earth? What could you give me so I could cause divine connection? What could you give me? What is it that you are willing to give me? I woke you up. What is it that you are willing to give me? Everything is a trade-off. What will you give God? God is asking. God don't ask so much. Do you know that? God don't ask so much. And we oftentimes take our life for granted. Yep. We oftentimes take the fact that we have a family for granted. We oftentimes take having a job for granted, having a place to live for granted. We just oftentimes take the things that we accomplish for granted. Yeah, we oftentimes saying that we have wealth and we take that for granted too. And we oftentimes go through life like that. But God is saying, will you give me time? Will you give me time? You see, time is very valuable, because time, when we give time, we can't get time back. Time go out with the wind and time don't come back. When we blow something this way, it can't blow back at us. It's not a dust. It's not going to come back and hit us. It's not going to ricochet. And God is saying, can you give me some time? It's always time and God, because God and time, they're one. Time work with God, God work with time, because it's one. It's one element. And God is saying, can you just give me some time? We so busy going. We so busy. Society have us going. I got to do this. I got to do this. So busy. I got to look to see what happened in here. I got to look to see what happened in there. Oh my God. Whoa. What is happening? But God is saying, will you give me some time? Give me your time. First time you give me is when you are awake. When I wake you up, whatever time, give me that. That's your first fruit. Your first fruit is that moment of awareness that you are among the living. The first fruit of awareness is saying that, oh, I'm alive. That is the first fruit. Give your first fruit back to God. God is saying, give me time. Give me that time. Give me the first piece of your time. If you're going to work, you know that you're scheduled to go to work and you're rushing, you're getting ready. Oh, I got to get the children ready. I got to put on this. I got to do that. I got to do my face. I got to do all of that to go to work, to reach to work at a certain time. And God is saying, just give me time. Give me that moment in time when I woke you up. Give me that. Say, thank you, God. So many times we rush past, we don't even say thank you, God. And then sometimes we get so used to saying thank you, God, that it becomes so fluid that we just run on by. And God said, when you are going, give me time again. When you are moving, give me time again. You're going in your car, give me that time. Put me in the car before you get in the car. You go on public transportation, put me in there before you. Tell me in that time. God said, in that time, tell me what is it. Tell me, talk to me. Hey girl, what's going on? You talk to your friend. Hey God, what's going on? You talk to your friend. Talk to God. God said, give me that time. Talk to me. So I can feed your soul. God want to use those time, because when we are willing to give God this time, when we are willing, what will you give God? time, because in that time, what God is going to do with that time is going to allow that time for us to develop the mentality to love on somebody. He's going to give us the mentality to have peace with somebody, to be kind to somebody, to share with somebody, to support somebody, to connect to somebody. So if we don't give the time, then we fuss and we fight and say, we're not meeting the right person. So many times we want to go out there with one husband and wife, and we say, I can't find the right person. Why? Because you didn't give God that time. It's just that simple. The equation is simple. Give God time. God give you what your soul needs. You don't want just anybody. You desire, you want a need. God grant the desire of your heart. And inside of your heart, God like, I could read the language of your heart, baby. I could read the language of your heart. So don't just come to me and talk to me on anything. Come to me with a strong desire. That is what I am going to give you. But you got to give me time, give me time, give me time, give me time. When God said, give me time, God said, I could create that space of peace of mind. I could create that space. I could create the space of forgiveness. I could create the space where you can drop off the hurt from the past and come right here and be stabilized. I am not telling you to stop thinking or to stop dwelling or don't think about the past and the hurt and the pain and the neglect and the abuse. I am saying that God is saying right now is the time. Give me that time. Give me that time so I could feed your soul, so your soul could replenish the earth. It's out of our soul we shall replenish the earth. God is saying, come on. Give me that time. Is that hard? For some reason it is. It is. Yep. For some reason it is. And God is saying, listen, don't make things hard. Just give me the time when I wake you up in the morning, when I put you to bed at night, when you're going to bed at night, acknowledge me that you're going to your bed. When I wake up in the morning, acknowledge me as well. I talk about the word acknowledge. Let me talk about my family again, because I talk about this all the time. Acknowledge is a big word. It's a very big word. When I was raising my daughter, I usually use big words for her. I taught her big words very, very early. Why did I do that? I need for her to develop her vocabulary skill. And what I did, I gave her big words from the time she was probably 3 years old. Or maybe from my womb, I was talking to her in big words. And she got big words like acknowledgement, accomplishment. Big words. But what I allow her to do, we work together, and it was like a puzzle. We worked together. And what I did with her, I said, okay, now this word is accomplishment. Big. You see how big it is? This word is acknowledgement. You see how big it is? Now what we are going to do, we are going to get into that word. We are going to dissect the word. We're going to see how many small words we can get out of the big word. That is what it is. We got this vessel. God is saying, let me see what else I can get out of you. What else can I get out of you? What is it that we are willing to give God? What is it that we want to give God? God is saying, let me see what I could get out of you. Let me see what I can squeeze out of you. So what I would squeeze out the words, and I would say to my daughter, okay, let's see who's going to get the most word out of accomplishment. And we will go in there and we will find and we'll look for words in there. And we'll find all these words in the big word. Honey, let me tell you something. Her vocabulary was off the chain. By the time she was 5, she was already in the top level of her grade. Why? Because her vocabulary was already developed in such a way that they're like, oh my goodness, what are you teaching this child? I am teaching her to see herself ahead of time, because no, 5th grade alone is not going to cut it. She got to see herself in the 10th grade. 10th grade is not going to cut it. She got to see herself being 20. 20 is not going to cut it. She got to see herself in the future. So when you develop them from this little, they must see themselves ahead of time. If your baby is 2, the baby must be at the level at 4. No, we don't work at this base level. We got to work on the level of 4. Yep. So we got to go keep on going, because when we start seeing the best version of ourselves, I got to put on my pen again. When we start seeing the best version of ourselves, what is happening? We are going to put in the work. We are going to hand over to God. God, what is it that you want me to say? What do you want me to do? God is saying, The next thing, let me tell you, the next thing that God is saying, will you give me a yes? Will you give me a yes? The main thing is, one of the main things that God is saying to us, say yes. Because when we say yes to God, we are saying yes before we even get the question. Because you see, when you ask a question, you're going to get either yes or no. Those are the two answers for a question. Yes or no. It's not maybe. It's yes or no. We're going to do this. Yes or no. And God is saying, give me a yes. Because no don't work with no. Sometimes God tells us no. But when we say, God, no, we got to remember that when we say yes, we are guaranteed something. We are guaranteed. Just the same way as a parent, when I say, yes, baby, I'm going to buy that for you, that simply means I am going to get it. So when we go to God and say, yes, God, yes, God is saying, I'm glad that you say yes, because guess what? I have a blessing stored up somewhere for you. And I'm glad that you say yes before I ask you if you want the blessing, because I know exactly where the blessing is. And because I know exactly where the blessing is. And I come and say, baby, do you what? I didn't even finish the question, but you say yes to me first. And because you are willing to say yes to me, I am willing to go into the secret place and pull out that blessing that I had stored up for you, honey. And I'm going to bless you. Are you willing to say yes before the question? You know, sometimes people are getting married. I think it's normal. People are getting married, and when they're getting married, they ask the question. Married people, come on up in here and tell the truth. They ask the question. You get up to the altar and you nicely adorn up and you gone up and the pastor is standing there, the priest is standing there, and the priest is saying, nah, all sort of stuff. And then they ask the question, is there anybody who feel like these people should not be married? Yes or no? Nobody? Good. Then they go back and they say to you, bride and groom, they're like, so this is the question. Will you take so-and-so to be your lawful wedding spouse? You said yes. So you see, they asked the question, but God is saying, hello, I'm whispering the question, but you're probably not even paying attention to the question. But God is saying, you don't even have to hear the question from me, but I'm going to tell you, I want you. Are you willing to say yes to me? If you say yes to me, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to have the blessing, the secret blessing over there for you. Everybody want to know secret blessing? A secret blessing is somewhere. It's somewhere. You see, because a secret blessing simply means you can't see it yet. You can't see it yet, but it's there. It's stored up. So I want to say to you, say yes to God, and that's how we are going to pause. That's how we are going to pause tonight's episode, because I want you to say yes to God before the question is in place. But before we do that, I want to say to you, I want to say shout out. I want to give a shout out again to those graduate, those who got engaged. It's marriage season. It is marriage season. It's wedding. Oh my goodness. Look. It's wedding season going on. It's graduation season going on and all this stuff. Spicy D, welcome. First timers. We like to I get hot, honey. I get out my fan because I get hot. But we like to celebrate the first timers when they come on up in here. So here is your welcome. Welcome. Let me tell you something. God is ready. And I want to say, as we are going wind down in our episode, I need something to wipe this sweat. As we go down, ladies, I know if y'all going through your private summer, honey, y'all couldn't relate. I go through some private summer up in here. So I have to get extra fan. I want to say that we are winding down this episode, and I ask this question: what are you willing to give God for the secret blessing that He got lined up somewhere for you? Because let me tell you something, there's some secret blessing in this season of reaping, honey. He's ready. He been ready. He just like, come on up in here. Come on up in here. God is saying, I'm ready. I am ready. And if I am ready, you better be ready to get it. Because if you're not ready, it's going to bypass you. I am not in no position. Goodness. I am not in no position to lose my blessing. See how I'm saying? I get really passionate about what I'm talking about. I get very passionate to work for God. let me tell you something. I'm not in no position to lose anything from God. At this point, I already plant my seed, and as a farmer's daughter, I know what it is to plant a seed, wait for it to spring up, and wait for it to bear fruit. At this moment, I am watching my harvest. I'm watching my fruits, and that's how it's gonna go. So what I'm ready to give up to God, I say, God, take whatever. I'm ready to say, yes, God, yes, indeed. So as we close on this episode, I want to say something here that I am nominated. Let me see if I find that. Oh, I gotta find it. I am nominated for an award. So please cast your vote. We have 3 more days to do this for the voting to be closed. Please vote in. Where is that thing? Please vote for me. I am up for a writing award. And I'm telling you, I'm in my season. I am in my season of winning, right? So let me tell you, please cast your vote. I am going to close that. Here's the link. Yes, so I want to give a shout out to Lincoln, South Carolina. South Carolina in the house. Let me tell you, South Carolina, Litcon of South Carolina. Yes, indeed. They're having, if you're in South Carolina area or the adjacent state, South Carolina is having an expo on the 13th of July. And hello, and your host right here will be up in there because I am a nominee. So, yes, I got nominated for my book. Yes, I'm a published author. I got nominated, so I will be at this event on July 13th. So listen, there goes the link in the comment section. Vote for me. Again, Spicy D, welcome, welcome, welcome. Honey, if you don't have one of these pens, get one. This one is so good. Again, I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to this episode of the Question Live Show. This is where we inspire, we empower, but most of all, what we do, we support each other. So come on in here. Let me know how I can support you as we work together. I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Let me tell you something. For those of you who've been here, if you're new, this is upgraded Verona, okay? This is upgraded Verona. The other Verona, she's somewhere. She's gone. This is the updated version of your host. Get used to this, baby. Don't get used to it because a lot of things gonna happen. So again, Spicy D, I thank you so very much for tuning in to this evening of the Question Live Show. As you can see, I have a fan going on in here. ACN fan ain't doing. I have to have my personal fan. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again on tomorrow episode, which comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live. So adjust your clock and I see you then. Correct? See you then. Bye-bye for now. Ta-ta!